Hey guys, I just wanted to show you, we're going to go over this tomorrow, so, if you happen to see it today, it's great and all, but don't worry about it. So we're going to go talk about graphing absolute values. So you might have seen these before, but today we're going to start graphing them. So let's say I have an equation that says y equals the absolute value of x. Alright, now the graph for this, if let's say that x equals 0, that means that y would equal 0 too. So we know that's going to touch the origin. Now, if x equals -1, then the absolute value of -1 is 1. So y would equal 1. Let's say that x equals 1. Well, that means that the y is equal to the absolute value of 1, which equals 1 as well. So it's going to be here. And we would see that that would continue with each number. -2, -3. So then we can draw our graph accordingly, and it's going to have a slope of 1 each time. So we're always going to have a V shape for our absolute value. Alright, now this is how it usually is going to look. The V will open upwards. If you had y is equal to the negative absolute value of 1, or of x, then rather than it opening up upwards, we're going to see the exact same thing, but only it's going to go downwards. Because think about it, we're taking the negative value of the absolute value. So that means that whatever we would get for the absolute value, we're then going to make it negative. It's going to look like that instead. Alright, remember that's only if you have the negative on the outside. Alright, so now we're going to talk about ways that we can shift our absolute value graph. So if we wanted to move our absolute value graph, what do we do? Let's say that we wanted to move. Let's say we wanted to move the graph to the right 3 units. All right. So what we're gonna do is we would have our starting point be 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be there. Then we're gonna be continuing our normal looking thing. So what we're saying here is our y is going to equal the absolute value of x. Now we're moving it to the right, so do you think we're going to be doing plus or minus? Well, a lot of times the common sense would actually be saying we would be doing plus, we're moving it, but actually we're going to do -3. So let's say that we wanted to have, if I moved it over to the right 3. Alright. Let's say I moved over to the right 3. Right? Now, if I wanted to check this, so let's say I wanted to check my value for when x equals 2. That means I'm going to have the absolute value of 2 minus 3, which is going to equal 1. The absolute value of 1, because 2 minus 3 is -1. The absolute value of -1 equals 1. Alright? So you're going to be moving things in the opposite direction of the sign that's there. Alright, so that's that one. Now, I wanted to move it to the left 3. what I'm going to do is I want to go to the left 3. 1, 2, 3. My equation is going to look like y equals the absolute value of x plus 3. For the exact same reason. I want to find what value is going to make it so that my absolute values are giving me a slope of 1, right? Something like that. Sorry, my drawing a straight line, but so that would be x plus 3. You're moving it to the left 3. So what if I wanted to move it up or down? I wanted to move it up or down. Let's say I wanted to move it up 3. Yeah. So I'm going to want the point to start here. Now I still want it to be a normal slope, like I would for other absolute values. So to do this, my equation would be y equals x, absolute value x plus 3. So when you're moving it vertically, the direction you move is going to be the exact same direction as the sign of whatever the sign of our translation, the sign of our movement. So since this is a positive 3, I'm going to move it up 3. Alright, so hopefully that kind of clears it up. We'll do some examples in class, but I at least wanted to give you a little bit of an intro to how to graph absolute values. They're not hard, just remember they're always V-shaped. And if we wanted to flip it, we're going to make this sign in front a negative. Other than that, any movements. So movements horizontally have to happen within the absolute value, and it's going to be the opposite sign of the direction we're moving. Movements vertically happen outside of the absolute value, and they're going to move in sync with the sign that we have in front of the integer. Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day off, and yeah, I guess I'll just see you then. Bye.